Whatever you do, do not buy this book, especially if you are a dragon lover, just like myself. Children of the Dragon, Draconic Player Races and Subclasses is an incredibly good book by Niels. It has subclasses, it has player races, it has new spells, new abilities, new dragons for you to pit against your players, options for game masters, options for players. There is an entire review of it on my channel, and I absolutely love the 100 pages of this book. Every single one. But as we speak, Niels is actually revisiting this book, revising some of its content and slapping 50 or so more pages to it to make it even bigger, better, bolder, and have I said better. And this time around, it's called Legacy of the Dragon. Hi there, fellow roleplayers and game masters. My name is Mr. Trosk, and this is still your go-to YouTube channel for anything 5th edition. And I am often very excited about a book, but I'm rarely this excited about a book coming out, because the creator of Children of the Dragon, Niels Peter de Jong, is doing another book called Legacy of the Dragon, which is basically Children of the Dragon revised, and will have more content, more options, draconic player races, subclasses, other like spells, feats, all of that stuff. And for the love of God, please, if you're into dragon content like subclasses, spells, feats, races, new dragons to pit against your players, whatever, make sure to click the link in the description below and check out the Kickstarter page for yourself. Check out the trailer and check out the preview PDF. So with this video, what I want to do really quickly for you is go over the Kickstarter page really quickly and then look into a preview PDF that is free to grab for anybody who wants to see it before they decide on backing this. So Niels has a book, Children of the Dragon. It sold pretty well. People love it. There's only one thing that I absolutely hate about it, and there's also, it's the same thing for Legacy of the Dragon. I absolutely hate the font of the title, but it's a personal thing. So he's looking for 7,000 euros, and he has raised 2,836 euros. So close to 3,000 euros reached for a 7,000 euro goal, and he has a 60-day Kickstarter going on. So he has 59 more days to go. So that's a pretty long Kickstarter and Legacy of the Dragon. So what we can expect is half dragons, draconic races, there's Forgotten Realms, there's subclasses, and much, much more. We will be looking into the free PDF that already gives you an idea of the design level that Niels has. It is really well written. It is really well designed. And the main thing about Children of the Dragon, I have a review on it on my channel. The main thing about Children of the Dragon is it makes content, it takes content from Wizards of the Coast and actually makes it usable. For example, the Purple Dragon Knight, I've always been an extreme big fan of the Purple Dragon Knight mechanically, but the Wizards of the Coast version was just underpowered. Just say it as it is underpowered, especially with these new books coming out, and you have this power spike, and yeah, the Purple Dragon Knight from Wizards of the Coast basically is underpowered, and Niels has completely fixed that in this book. I have actually played it myself a few sessions, and I'm in love with it, and that is why Niels is really, it's worth backing his project. So welcome to Legacy of the Dragon. This dragon-themed hardcover supplement for the 5th edition of the world's greatest role-playing game. Is a collaboration homebrew content that I have been making playtesting for the past 4 years of tabletop. Yeah, so he's been making this for a while. I've been talking with Niels a lot. He's a Dutchman. He's from Holland, from the Netherlands. So he is my next door neighbor, so to speak. We speak the same language, all of that jazz. Yeah, he has been working on this quite a lot. He has his own Discord that you can join. The links are on the Kickstarter page where he talks with people. He's in my Discord. Make sure to join my Discord if you want to talk to him. He's just a genuinely friendly dude who creates awesome content, right? So, yeah, Legacy of the Dragon. Something that a few things that I want to say about this is, first of all, let's look at the supplement for everyone. This thing right here. So this racial traits found in this book follow the recent developments from Wizards of the Coast, except for the ability score increases, which are still tied to your race and subrace. So he ties the ability score increases still to your race and subrace, because I think, and I agree, that it makes sense for a book like this, because this is purely about like the dragon races. So it makes sense to have those particular ability score increases tied to the dragon races. That said, he also splits it up in all of the different kinds of dragons. You can be like a half black dragon, half red dragon, have whatever, silver dragon, and all of these have different ability score improvements. So there is this like, you get like this in between thing. You are a half dragon, but you don't get ability score improvements from being a half dragon per se, but it is the kind of half dragon that you are that gives you a particular set of skills. But he also says that if you want to follow the Wizards of the Coast rules or format or whatever, you perfectly well can, and there's just this little box that gives you this these tips and tricks and numbers and adaptations that you need to do in order to make that work, which is a great thing to add into a book like this. Look at this artwork. I absolutely love this purple thing going on right here. So let's look at the pledges first. So the PDF, 20 euros. Perfect, right? 35 euros for the hardcover plus the PDF. He's not splitting it up, which I, as a consumer, absolutely love. I understand creators who split that up, who are like 20 for the PDF, then 30 for the hardcover, and 35 for the PDF and the hardcover, or 40 for both, something like that. I get why people do that, but as a consumer, I love that that he's not doing it, right? Well, as a consumer, I'm getting all of this stuff for free because I'm Mr. T. I review stuff, so I'm getting sent all of this stuff for free to review on my channel. But if I would buy this, you know what I mean. I'm looking at this from a consumer perspective, and that's awesome. 35 bucks, euros, sorry, is about 40 bucks right now for a hardcover random print is absolutely awesome. So they have feats, they have items, they have traits for elves. He has like some revised an ancient gray dragon, for example. Oh, here's my review of the previous book. It is a fairly straightforward Kickstarter. It just offers a book which says it has player races and other content, which it will absolutely have. He offers a free 13 pages preview, and that is basically it. It is straightforward, and that is what I love about it. If you know me, you know that I absolutely love straightforward Kickstarter pages where like, hey, this is a book with this content, buy it or don't buy it. Whatever. Don't get like statues and dies and all that crap. I did that for mine, I know, but I like as a consumer to just go to a Kickstarter page, know what's going on, and decide to back it, yes or no. So right now, without further ado, I just want to look at the preview PDF really quickly and give you like my first opinion on the Half Dragon race. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the Half Dragon from the free preview PDF of Legacy of the Dragon. And right off the bat, I want to say I absolutely love the way the designers and the artists represent these Half Dragons. They are, at first sight, completely humanoid. Well, they are humanoids, and it looks like it is more of a human person who has some kind of a shell or somewhat of a suit of a dragon equipped, something like that. They have horns, they have these scales on their shoulders, they have dragon feet and a dragon tail, and it might be different for like every other half dragon, but I absolutely love the art for this in a way that it is different from other art I've seen in the past. So what we get is what we're used to. First of all, there's an entire lore piece about who half dragons are, why they are, where they are and how they are, their size, their speed, their breath weapon. Their breath weapon is already more interesting than the breath weapon from 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. And then they go in, I absolutely love this art for like just a half dragon, having a half dragon baby. It's just really cool to add something like that. I also love this art where these people are like, I don't know, jet skiing or something on a half dragon. But then they go, you don't really get any abilities, really, except for your breath weapon. You don't really get any abilities from being a half dragon. It's in itself. It is more the ancestry that gives you the abilities. And there are a ton of them. There's black, brass, bronze, copper, green, red, white, silver, there's even more. There's a dragon form here, and then they go more into, if I scroll down, there's steel dragons, sapphire dragons, celestial dragons. There's dragon sub races for, like, if you are a half dragon centaur, which is called a, if I'm not mistaken, a Dracothar. Yes, there's even a feat that has monstrous might, which you can only get if you are a centaur, if you are a Dragothar, if you are a Tabaxi, something like that. There's all kinds of stuff in here, and the design of it is really, really good. Although there's more to check out, but I don't want to really go too deep into like the latter part of this PDF. For me, the main cool thing about this is right here, because this is at all not lazy. This is really good design and well thought out. For example, let's just look at this really quickly. So every color of dragon, type of dragon, gets their own ability score increase. They get their ancestry. Your breath weapon deals acid damage in a line of 30 feet and 5 feet wide, which is also different for different kind of dragons. Your breath weapon imposes a dexterity saving throw. For some, it might be another saving throw. But the main thing is, Niels came up with a ability that is different for every dragon, and I love that he explains it right here. Reflect their draconic ancestry, which provides them with unique abilities. Just like true dragons, these colors are not all equally powerful, and some colors have more of a niche abilities than others. I absolutely love that. It is not designed for one being exactly as powerful as the other. It is designed to make sense in a thematic way, which is what dragons are all about. So just for a few examples. So the black dragon, you can add your constitution modifier to the damage your breath weapon, and your breath weapon deals double damage to objects and structures that aren't worn or carried. You can see in dim light, 60 feet, blah, blah, blah. But for the blue dragon, it's something else. It is a desert predator. You gain proficiency in the stealth skill. As part of your hide action, you can burrow yourself into non-rock earth, just below the surface. While below the surface, you have a burrowing speed of 15 feet, but you cannot burrow deeper. You have vision, can breathe freely, and count as having 3/4 of cover. You cannot interact with the surface while burrow, and you must spend a bonus action to emerge. A bonus action to emerge. Really cool. So you can emerge and then use your action to like do a breath weapon, which is like this dragon equivalent of an Arak attack, which is really cool. While you are burrowed, does it say burrowed? No, it says burrowed. Creatures suffer a -5 penalty to your ability checks to find you, provided you are out of combat and not moving, which is completely different from what the black dragon gets. It is more niche in a sense that if you are in a mountains environment where there's a lot of rock, it might not be that useful. But if you play in deserts or swamps or more like Greenlands, it might be very useful to play a, a blue dragon. Let's just scroll down a few, just see what else there is. Everybody loves a bit of red dragon in their life. So the red dragon is just really basic in Indomitable. You gain proficiency in the intimidation skill. You have advantage on saving throws against being charmed and frightened, which is very situational but makes sense for a red dragon. So you can clearly, when you are reading this thing, like Children of the Dragon already had that, and this seems to be having that as well. If you read what Niels writes, or whoever has co-written this thing, what Niels and his team designs, you really read that people who created it love dragons and they want to do them justice. Now, one of my favorite dragons on Earth in D&D is the Green Dragon. I love the Green Dragon, so I just need to look at the Green Dragon really quickly. Ability score increase, strength and intelligence, and charisma all by 1. So there's 3 things that go up by 1, which is really cool to have. Ancestry, your breath weapon deals poison damage in a 15-foot cone. Your breath weapon imposes a constitution saving throw. You have resistance to poison damage and advantage to saving throws against being poisoned. So that's really cool to have. And then it has a gifted trickster ability. You gain proficiency in the deception skill. Cool. You can cast the disguise self spell once with this trait, and you regain the ability to do so when you finish a long rest. When you cast the spell, you can appear up to 2 feet shorter or taller than normal with it. And you can also change your body type. You must remain a humanoid. You can also cast this spell using spell slots you have at first level or higher. Your spell casting ability for the spell is intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. So you can choose. So whether you're a wizard, you're a warlock, or you're a freaking cleric, whatever, if you can cast disguise self using your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. So even like if you are a bard, you can have this, which makes sense for a bard, right? A green dragon bard, a green half dragon bard actually makes sense. The white dragon, another one of my absolutely favorite dragons. Constitution and strength goes up. White dragons are just my favorite because they're so freaking vicious. You gain proficiency in the survival skill. As a bonus action, you can move up to your speed towards an enemy of your choice that you can see or hear. You must end this move closer to the enemy than you started. You can move across difficult terrain composed ice or snow, or climb on icy surfaces without expending extra movement. So, yes, I absolutely love this. So if you want to check this out for yourself, you can. The free download is up on the Kickstarter page. Look at this artwork. It is really cool. There's all these people, like there's this half dragon doing the breath weapon. There's a dragon doing their breath weapon. There's a half dragon barbarian just fighting with a freaking big ass axe. There's like examples of what you look like if you are a red dragon, a green dragon, a bronze dragon, what you might look like, of course. There is a racial feat, which I wanted to quickly talk about, which is cool because we all know that, especially newer players, they often play a Dragonborn because they got the breath weapon. They're like, yeah, in combat, I can swing my sword around and then do a breath weapon, which is really cool at lower levels, but at higher levels, it just starts to suck a little bit. And you don't necessarily use it that much. When you are a half dragon, you can actually take the racial feat improved breath weapon. When you roll to regain use of breath weapon trait, you regain it on a 5 or 6 or on the d6 die roll. Normally it would be a 6 with like this system. You gain a number of empower points equal to your proficiency bonus. When you use your breath weapon trait, you can expand an empower point and choose one of the following benefits. You can use your breath weapon as bonus action. Its damage is increased by 2d6, or its range is doubled. You can only gain each benefit once per use of your breath weapon, but you can expend more empower points to gain multiple different benefits at once. Wow. That is so freaking cool. That is well designed. That is really well designed. Now, you as a character actually have control over your breath weapon. Normally it's a low level thing, which might increase with some different kind of rules. Depends on what rules you use. It might like increase from a d6 to a d8 to a d10 to a d12, whatever. But with a feat like this, you have more control over like your breath weapon and how powerful you want it to be, which makes a lot of sense design wise and thematically. And that's basically it. If you like dragons, make sure to back the follow-up of Children of the Dragon, which is called Legacy of the Dragon. And until next video, bye-bye.